I'm Achyuta Adhvaryu. I am the Data Chancellor's Endowed Professor of Economics at GPS at UC San Diego, and also the director of the 21st Century India Center. My research around this topic evaluated a program that was designed by Gap Inc., the clothing company, to impart soft skills in the workplace to female garment workers starting out in India. We started by enrolling a group of women workers who were interested in the program, and we told them that allocation to the program would be based on a lottery because there was oversubscription, there was lots of interest. About a third of the workers who signed up for that lottery ended up receiving the program at random and were part of the treatment group, and the remaining workers became part of the control group, who were similar in all other ways to those treated workers, but who did not receive the program. First, we looked at productivity, and there we found that treated workers were substantially more productive in their jobs than control workers, so about 18% more productive by the end of the evaluation period. We also looked at turnover from the firm, and we found that during the program period, women in the treatment group were less likely to leave the firm than those in control, and then that difference equalized after the program ended, indicating that the program was indeed something that the women valued, and they stuck around longer in this very high turnover environment to keep receiving it. We also looked at return on investment for the firm, and indeed, because of the increase in productivity and reductions in turnover, we find that the program led to really, really large returns on investment for the firm. So by the time we ended up finishing the evaluation, that return was somewhere around 250% net rate of return. So this is a program that's incredibly valuable for the firm. It's also incredibly valuable for workers in that it imparts these very key skills that they can use in their current jobs and can also use elsewhere if they were to be employed in other firms. One caveat to this finding is that we found that wages don't go up commensurate to productivity. So if you look at wage increases as a result of the program, you find that women who were treated had wages about 0.5 to 1% higher than women who were in the control group by the end of the evaluation period, as compared to a productivity bump of about 18%. The positive results of the evaluation were very heartening, both for stakeholders in India as well as for Gap and other global garment brands who are interested in scaling up these types of efforts. So we realized that to actually have systemic impact on the sort of workplace environment and really generate gains in productivity, we needed to target not only frontline workers, but also their supervisors. So we actually designed and then tested a program that did just that. So again, we found pretty substantial productivity impacts. So these impacts were in the order of about 10% of productivity gains. We also found substantial reductions in turnover in the treatment group. So the treatment group was about 15% less likely to leave than the control group by the end of our evaluation period. This is again talking about managers. But interestingly, this time when we looked at the managerial training program, we found that the managers themselves, as well as the workers underneath them, actually gained in terms of earnings as a result of the program. The rate of return on this program, again, is astronomical. It's even larger than the first program, and that's because this program trained managers, and that sort of involves less high touch points and less program costs than training a very large number of frontline workers, but you still get lots of productivity gains. So for the firm, this type of programming is a no-brainer. Every single supervisor should go through this program. And indeed, one of the next trials that we're running is to see whether we can identify really promising women candidates from the frontline worker population who we can then help to promote into managerial roles by giving them these skills.